All right, we continue with Mulefes Sappirim because we have this madman Nasrallah, coming on in just 8 hours to make some crazy announcement. Hashem Yerachim. So we need to discuss the Zohar Kodesh. And Rav Shlomo Al Ghazi did us the service of taking out Zohar's Hashavim L'chol Nefesh and explaining him in a way that Shav L'chol Nefesh. So let's do some Mulefes Sappirim, the Chus Zohar Zuk Me Shchinta Me'afra, Shunta Shinta Migolusa Ubei Nifku Megolusa Barachamin. All right, we're in still Yom Revi'i on entry Chaf Aleph. Right. Tznius. All right, that's important. Everything we're doing, Zars have to do with Tznius. Oh man. Okay. Kosovo Sefer Ba Midbar Daf Kaf Hamad Beis Kaf Kuf Vav Amirav. So this is Zar Chelik Shlishi. Kuf Kaf Hamad Beis Kuf Vav Amirav, the standard Vilna edition. Azral Adam Shalei Nechlishto Shitigalas Aroseha. Zohar learns, don't let your wife walk around bareheaded, without covering her hair. No, you have to not be mezalzel in covering the hair. This is the words of the Zohar, translated into Lashon HaKodesh by Rav Shlomo Al Ghazi. Rav Chizkiah Tunba, which is klolavonish, so Rav Chizkiah says, I guess is a Aramaic word that he wants to leave in place, but he explains that it's klolavonish. A curse and punishment, Yovo, will come, Ubala, and there should be like people going through right now with, the Hamanazis, Shem Yerachim, Bahala, we're scared, what's going on, being, totally being frazzled. This is what's going to befall a person who allows his wife to have the hairs of her head showing outwards. And a woman who does that, she causes a lot of bad things. If she causes poverty to her house, and she also causes that her sons will not be choshev. And causes her husband to be cursed. Oof. So the Zohar goes on, that Zohar says, I want you to do what Kimchis did, that even the walls of the house should not see her hair. Now, if a woman taka keeps that level of tznius, even the walls of her house don't see her hair. What's when right, like the pasuk tell him, your children, your sons will be like these olive groves, these planted olives. Taking the words of the Zohar on this, the olive tree, whether in the summer or whether in the winter, the leaves never wilt. It's more important, it's more chashuv than all the other trees. So also her sons will be very chashuv. Bala mizbarach lamala mata, and her husband will be blessed by heaven and earth. For all bnei banim, and they will see grandchildren. Right? Okay, B'Sefer Shemos Daf Pei Tesam Menav, so in Zohar Chalk Beis Pei Tesam. Mishash B'Tasabel Shabbos. So a person who only does, has marital relations with his wife on Leil Shabbos. Yotzi Mehem Banim Tzeikim, and according Banim LaHashem, that union creates Banim Tzei, children that are tzadikim, which are called Banim LaHashem, children of Hashem. Valem Nemar, and on them it says Lasir Shish Ruz Shabbososai. Right, right. It literally means the castrated ones that keep my Shabbos. What does that mean? Elam sarsim atzmam. Oh, oops! Got to plug in the disc. Hold on a second, please, everyone. I can see where Zora's going with this. Yeah, they're as if they're castrated all week long, right? Waiting for the disc to kick in so I could turn the page. Let's try this again. Forgive me. Doing this off the Otsar Chachma, and the program is jammed. But you see where I was going with it. The story says that it's as if they're castrated. I mean, they just hold back and don't do tashmish all week long. I'm just going to have to close the program and try again. I'm sorry. Everything's jammed. Like the story of our lives. Ay. Just try this. Come on. Sorry, keep everyone waiting like this. Oh, here we are. Just a call. Yemos Shavua Milaholid. It's as if they're castrated, sense that they hold back from having tashmish and not producing children all week long. Until then, they're Sarisim Shomer Shabbos. I guess Shomer Lashon Vaviv Shomas are waiting. They just hold back all week and they just wait for Yom HaShazel Yishmuru Lashon Torah. Sorry, it was Mecham Tzor Yishmuru Lashon Hamtana Kamo Vaviv Shomar. So Davar Mamish, what I said. Yeah. So to have Bia only on Leilei Shabbos and not during the week, that produces tzaddik, bonim tzaddikim. Because every Yikadav gives about Aleph, so now it says in the Zayar of Vayikra, Chelik Gimel, Yutesah, Tikunli, not so Lilith, you want to be saved from Lilith, right? Yichavin Libo, Beis Chibo, Sheshwan, so at a time when you're with your wife, just have it in mind that it's L'Shem Shamayim. Be sincere. You should even say as follows: Atifa bekatfa is damnis share lo te'el lo velo tibak lo idach velo ba'advach tuv yama argisha gilgule lach karen b'chuka kadisha achida b'kuchra malka itatafna. And so the general gist of it, I don't have the Mefarshim from me over there. He did not translate, but I'm saying it's like, say I'm wrapped up, I'm guarded, and no one else should come in, no one else should go out, no one that not you, as in Lilith, and not anyone that's in your chelek, go back, to the depth of the ocean, right? I am connected to the chelik of Kodesh with the kedusha of the king. I am enveloped. That's the general gist of it. After he says that he should cover his head and the head of his wife Achas for a moment. Now all the time after not just at the time of the time that they're together, but even for 3 days it takes for the seed to take root. Because once if she doesn't not absorb within 3 days, right? So it the seed won't be absorbed afterwards. I guess so. Contact with Lilith will cause a miscarriage or that the birth won't happen. Etc. won't happen. So I guess this being covered and saying this formula, is something you should do all 3 days. Like I said, I don't have the Mefarshim in front of me, and this level of understanding, I guess, is enough to have some Shach Zor, but Begitzer, it's about really being tznius. Yeah. Because Sefer Shmos, Taf Gimel Alf on base, and on Sefer Shmos, or Chelik base, Mamash at the beginning, Gimel Alf on the base. There are 3 things. This is amazing. Sonny, what do you want? Excuse me. Maybe the dog needs some food or water. 1 second, please. What do you need? Food? So you need... Yeah, I gave you food, sorry. Water. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Go. My apologies, everybody. Ikuvim. Okay. All right. So guys, because Sefer Shmos stuff Gimel Amar Alpha Obey Shoshem Shloch Shchina Me'aretz B'nei Talking Ve'em. There are 3 types of people or sins that cause the Shechina to be pushed off of earth, and also cause people to have, even when they daven, they cry out to Hashem, they're begging for us, they're not answered. Misha Shochev im Nidal Fi Shein Tumvam Kishochev Nidal. So first cause number 1, someone who has relations with a Nida. There's no Tuma in the world like someone who has relations with a Nida. And now that he causes diseases, bad diseases, on himself and on his children that he'll have from that time they was together with the Nida. Because the tum of the Nida, jumps on he who sleeps with her. So that's number 1. Vasheni, number 2, someone has relations with a shiksa, right? And has relations with the daughter of a foreign god. It's a shiksa. Goya. That you should not have another god. Do not bow to them. Somehow included in that, like I said, the Mefarshim are not in front of me, and he didn't deem it as necessary. But somehow, Mamash in the Isra of Avodah Zorah is included having relations with a goya. That's is a bat el nechar. Hagil Mishork is born of also Ha'ish Ishto Muber Sagolarga Uber Shebemea Zav and Gadol. Yeshorg Nefash Zarg Bonav. Olosish Tolosh Lo Yivra. Right, so there's also someone who kills his children. Right, that man whose wife is pregnant and he causes the fetus to die. That's a very great sin. There are people that kill people, and people that kill. He's worse. He kills his own children. So Well, there could be multiple reasons. So first is anything that could cause her to miscarry. Number one, we're not talking about kasha. A person mamish does an abortion. That's pshita in Sarach Loimar. But I guess when it causes her to miscarry, like you drop your fingernails when you cut them off, where your pregnant woman walk, that could cause miscarriage. And there's also something else that if a person who has relations with his wife with the lights on, in a manner that's against halacha, also causes the children from that union to die. So it's probably these are the issues that the Zohar is probably referring to. Right? So woe to that person. Told you it was better if that guy was not created. Vazel mismoging mat. Right? Veno noda. And the world is actually decaying, it's wilting, bit by bit. And and people don't realize this is the reason. Vakoshu mistalek. And of course, we're also leaves the world. He withdraws the Shekhinah from the world. But that was and also bad stuff, pestilence and sword wars and famine come to Rosh Hashanah against Bonav, because a person who causes his own children to die. So the unborn, someone who was a neshama that wasn't born because it was conceived, but it wasn't born. Those are the neshamas that since it didn't get a chance to be born. Those are neshamas that just wander around the world in limbo. The neshamas of the unborn that that died in as in vitro while they're in their mother's womb. So they become these souls in limbo, and it just increases the bad energy in the world. Okay. All right, we're up to Yom HaChamishi. So now we're turning to happier things. Tam lebir chametz. So now to give a reason, tam mitzvah for bir chametz. Right, the mitzvah of ridding the house of chametz on the night of Erev Pesach. Because Sefer Shmos Daf Kuf Beis Omid Aleph, right? So in the Zohar Chelk Shei Daf Kuf Beis Omid Aleph. Kol chametz of Pesach kilo v'avodah zarah. Anyone who eats Pesach, eats chametz on Pesach. Anyone who eats chametz on Pesach is as if he serves idols. Amar, right? So the Zohar says Ki haYetzer Nikra Sor Shbiz, that the reason is because the Yetzer Hara is called Sor Shabi, so we find throughout Chazal it's called Chametz. Yetzer Hara is called Chametz. And it enters the body of a person bit by bit. And then now that it gestates, it grows, it expands there. So anyone who actually follows what your Yetzer Hara tells you to do, right? That's called your personal avodah zarah. The Yetzer Hara is your other master, right? All right, and you're serving him because you're doing what he wants, right? And that's what the pasuk says. Lo yebecha elzar. You shouldn't have the pasuk to be taken literally. Do not have inside of you a foreign god. How can you have a foreign god inside your own body? Say Yetzer. That's the Yetzer. Because say for Shmos daf memom beis chametz remes Yetzer. Matzah liYetzer Tov, and it's also elsewhere in the Zohar on Daf Mem of Beis. It says that chametz is indeed a remez Yetzer, and matzah is a remez, is connected the Yetzer Tov. That's why the Zohar says, probably the same place, that matzah is michla de asvasa. It is food that heals you. It heals your Yetzer Hara. Matzah is Yetzer Tov, chametz is Yetzer Hara. Okay. All right, Tom Shnei Sirei Yom Kippur. So now, Tom, for the two serum that we bring on Yom Kippur, one that they undergo Goro, one La Hashem, and one La Azazel. Kosa Sefer Shmos Daf Kuf Pei Daud on Beis. So it says in Sefer Shmos Daf Kuf Pei Daud on Beis. Hiksha over there Zohar asked the Bishul Sir Chala Azazel Nicha. Isha Torbav Lo Katig Al Derech Bash V'Shichin Chatir Kav Shelo Yishoch. So the Zohar says, well, the usefulness of the Sir Azazel is easy. That's the Sitracha will be enjoying. Have his mind. He will be distracted by the Sir Lazazel, because that's, as it were, an offering to him, and he'll be busy with that, so he won't prosecute. Amisol, the way you throw up. Speaking of dogs, right? The way you throw a piece of meat to a dog, so it shouldn't bite you. Right, so also you send the Sir Lazazel to the Sitra Achra, and so it's preoccupied with that, and does not makash against you. Those Lama, but the Sir La Hashem, that sacrifice on Mizbeach, what's that for? V'tire, it's mashal, maybe mashal noah. So the Zohar answers by bringing a beautiful mashal. The Melch Shekal Sal Beno, the king was angry at his son. V'shalach lavi kustiner largus. Well, he sent to bring in like an executioner to kill his son. Kevshaba kustiner beis hamelech. But now, once the assassin, the executioner, came to the house of the king, like, where's the kid? I'll kill him. Right? Despite what was just by that time, the king made peace with his son. So the king immediately commanded to make a big meal to eat together with his son. Amar Melech. So said the king, Imza kustiner yeda misu dasi in bini yarvevosa. Right? So now if the king, if the executioner will know about the meal that I'm having with my son, he's going to come and ruin it. Right? Because even I assume the Yarvev, literally just ruined the Suda. If the king won't let him kill the kid, because now he's made peace with the kid, but having executioner wander in looking to kill the kid, it kind of ruins the atmosphere. So the king calls the head butler that's in charge of the household, and he said to him, Sim lechem lefanai. Also put a place setting in front of me and in front of the executioner. So let the executioner think, he's eating with the king, and he's having lunch with the king. He's not going to say anything about the kid at that time when he's eating with the king. When he's eating with the king, right, he's not going to say anything because he was invited to dinner with the king, right? So he'll be sure not to do anything that ruins the atmosphere because he's part of the fun. He's part of the fun himself. He's part of the party. So I guess, it's pretty wild. But the Sir Lashem is it's basically to invite the executioner to the dinner with Hashem. You invite the executioner with dinner with Hashem. He's so, in awe and of the presence of Hashem that he doesn't mention, should I take out Klal Yisrael? So I guess it's like a Sir Hashem is that to give. Obviously, what is this to Kustiner, right? The Kustiner and the Sitra Achra. So Sitra Achra gets his seer to be distracted. Kustiner, which seems to be another force. I guess it's even the avenging angels that just want to do their job. Well, they have a Suda with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the Sir Hashem. And in the presence of Hashem, they're just mevatel themselves and don't seek to do anything. That's the general gist of it. I will do one more once we're on the Sugya of Yom Kippur. Because Sefer Reikah Daf Kufal from Beis, and there's also the Sefer Reikah Kufal from Beis. Tam Sir Azal Yom Kippur. Right, so now Zohar, about Sir Azal on Yom Kippur. Who dugas masha son kitreg al Yisrael. It's kind of like how the son was makatreg on Am Yisrael. B'shah shavru bayam when they were passing the Yamsuf. Halov de avrazar halov de zola kodesh baruch hu. Hazalev alav de yov kadeshi sakabo. So according to the Zohar, to distract the Sitra Achra that there was at the time of Kriyas Yamsuf. So this goes like the Shita that Eov was alive at the time of Yitzias Mitzrayim, and Eov was the one that when Paro said, should I oppress the Jews? He kept quiet. Yisro protested and had to run away. Eov kept quiet, and that's why he suffered the great pains that he did. So Eov was alive at the time. Right, so the Zohar says, well, Eov may have been, alive at the time and did not yet have did not have, get his punishment for being silent when Paro suggested that we should, that he should, the Egyptians should oppress Am Yisrael. So Davka Koshru says, Davka by Kriya Hasavlev of the Eov, right? He brings to the son's attention Eov. Hey, check out Eov. Watch out Eov as a distraction from Klal Yisrael. Okay, talk about the son should be busy with him. So also, the son gets this Sir Lazazo on Yom Kippur, so he shouldn't be Mekatrik, shouldn't prosecute Amso. So by Kriyas Yamsov, the son got Eov, right? And every year after that on Yom Kippur, the son gets the Seir HaMishtalech. So just the opposite. When he gets the Seir Lazazo, he's so happy, he actually comes and speaks good about Am Yisrael. And the Zohar says, it's as people say, a fool that sits before a king, a fool that will just ruin everything, just give him some wine and he will praise you. Right, he'll behave, he'll even add to the simcha. So also the son gets the Sir Lazazo. He turns into a sanegor, a defender of Klal Yisrael. But the big, turning into a defender is a chiddush I did not know. Glad to have learned. I always know that the Sir Azazel, takes away him being Makacha, or as he's even Misanger, even becomes a defense lawyer for Klal Yisrael. All right, it's one thing. Another thing is I didn't know that. I know that Eov, was punished for being quiet by this man of Golos Mitzrayim. I did not know that when he got the Yisurin for being quiet, that was activated by Kriyas Yamsuf. Kozruto made the son busy with Eov. Right? We'll do one more. It has to do with Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Yaser Mitzvah, Yom Kippur, and then that way we start a totally different sugya next time we learn. So one more. Because of Sefer Vayikra, Daf Kufam Beis says also in Sefer Vayikra, that's Zohar Chelik Gimel, Kufam Beis. In Yom Adin, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Yom Kippurim, the idea of the Yom Adin, which the Yom Adin span from Rosh Hashanah and Aser Smeitron, Yom Kippur. Yaakov, Eli Yisrael, no say of Shuason, Dorso, Kadju Asir. So Yaakov, who is, this is the famous Zohar people read before it's kids. Yaakov, represents Klal. So just Yaakov, just like Yaakov sent the Mincha LeEsav in Parshas Vayishlach to calm Esav down. So Esav represents the son, and Doron Shalei Kadju Asir, and then the gift that Yaakov sends to Esav to calm him down is like the seir Am Yisrael throws to the son. Uzo Remes. Now this is alluded to in the Psukim Brachos. V'hine Esav ba, and here behold, Esav is coming. Ad vayeshev Esav ba vayashav Esav b'emul darko seira, and then Esav went back on that day to his path, his way seira. Lashon Seir. And that's at the time of Ne'ilah, that the Sitra Achra took the Seir for his part. So Maksiv, Basrei, and what's written after that, Yaakov as well, so Yaakov went to towards Sukkosa. That's after Yom Kippur, Amisol goes to do the mitzvah of Sukkah, and that's what the next piece that he brings to us is going to be issues surrounding the mitzvah of Sukkah. Okay, the Zohar should be made for Klal Yisrael that lunatic Nasrallah and the Hezbollah and the whole Hamas, they should have a mapola tekef umiyad, and Am Yisrael should be yotzim afel la'ora mishibud legula hashtu bagos man koriv.